Welcome to the Edge, perhaps the evening edge, the morning edge if you're listening to this later on, our first podcast. Podcasts being what they are, it's like radio born again. The situation we have in Florida has been looking very good for the governor up until lately, ever since Piney Point. What is Piney Point? It's not a little thing, it's a big thing. Mosaic and those phosphate people put these cones with plastic liners, and one of them burst some months ago, dumping 200 million gallons or more now, they're not sure, of phosphate into the Gulf. What does phosphate have in it? Nitrogen. What does nitrogen do? It feeds things like growing things, organic things in salt water and everywhere else. It's called feeds it, called the red tide. It's an unpopular name. Back in 2018, they called him Red Tide Rick, Governor Scott dumped phosphates from Lake Okeechobee into drainage going into both the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico. So when you do that, you create a very bad situation. And that can happen again despite or on top of what's already happened with the Piney Point dump, 200 million gallons of food for the red tide, nitrogen food. When you want plants to grow in water, nitrogen does that. It grows all kinds of stuff. If you've got a little pond, you're going to have algae all over the place. The more nitrogen you put in your pond. And the pond called the Gulf of Mexico, when it gets too much of it, it kills fish, it kills manatees, it sickens people, and it makes the beaches pretty much unusable or nearly so. If you can tolerate the odor and the coughing in your throat and all of that, hey, it's all right. Praise the governor if you're a Republican, and everybody else wouldn't be so kind. It wouldn't be praise at all, would it? Anyway, he's been claiming, and he told people in St. Pete, where it's at its worst, the fish are dying and rolling in bunches. They're trying to keep the beaches clean. It's going to be difficult to keep up. It's sad for the fishing. It's sad for the fishing industry. It's sad for tourism, particularly tourism. And why do people buy in the Manatee Sarasota area in big numbers and high prices? They have a beach. And if they have nothing else to do, they can hang out at the beach. They can take their kids and not worry about them. Oh, but now they can't. They have to worry about them. The kids at the beach, we'll feed them there. We'll spend 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours. A little sunburn, what the heck? Why not? So what? But now here comes the rolling bones of dead fish and the smell of the dead fish and the coughing and the hacking from the dead fish, from the organic odors of the dead fish. And so the market that said, come to Florida, it's safe for the virus. Oh, but it's not. It's, it's not safe for the virus either. The red tide is not safe for the beaches. And the virus is taking off. It's the highest percentage of increase in the virus of any state in the country. So Mr. Desantis has given himself a lot of self-praise and others with him, thinking he's going to replace the former leader of the country, let alone is he going to remain as governor. There is a guy who was governor before who's running again to run against him this time. And he's using all these pieces of information against this sitting governor. And he was a popular governor. He ran for Senate and lost the Senate race, but he was a successful governor, popular. His name is Christ. Gosh, that sounds familiar. Oh, it pronounces Christ, not the other one. But he's a pretty decent guy. And when he talks like somebody who thinks like that Christ guy, or what he is. Anyway, that's a bit of a joke. But nonetheless, with this issue here, DeSantis may not make it to the presidency. He may lose in the governorship before he ever gets there in 2024. It'll be difficult to make his case for presidency if he loses his governorship, won't it? At that point, I want you to think about what I've been saying. Tell me what you think, and listen and be careful. Don't step on any dead bones if you're in Florida. And don't buy any housing right now. The prices are way too high. They're going to come down. Boom, boom, boom. It's called bust. Boom and bust. It's Florida all the way. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you next time.